Hey gang, this is Colin Reese. I've noticed that Sebastian Lletget has been getting a lot of criticism from US men's national team fans and US men's national team YouTubers since kind of before the Nations League and during the Nations League and then on through the Gold Cup. I think this criticism of Sebastian Lletget is either just a total anti-MLS bias, or it's coming from people that feel like criticizing Lletget and scapegoating Lletget is the proper narrative and they need to parrot this opinion. It really is kind of baffling for me. I played soccer since I was about 6 years old. And my first coach was a German rocket scientist, and I played soccer my whole life in addition to living in Brazil and Italy and Chile, and I'm just a soccer fanatic, and I watch so much soccer, and I still play quite a bit as well. And it's just, as an American soccer fan, it's really baffling that Lletget would be the one that so many people are kind of scapegoating. And the US, won not only the Nations League, but also the Gold Cup. And so it's not even clear why someone would be scapegoating really any of the players. I guess they're just looking for someone to blame for, the perceived need of improvement in the team. But it doesn't make sense why it would be Lletget. One of the first things I noticed about Sebastian Lletget, the first time I saw him play, which would have been, I'm trying to think of how long ago, whenever he first signed with the Galaxy. I'm not sure how long it's been, because before that you couldn't really see him play very much. He was on he was in like the youth ranks for West Ham, so no one was really watching Sebastian Lletget play on TV. But one of the first things I noticed about him was that his technical ability was much, much higher than most American players. And I noticed his 1v1 dribbling was good with both feet. His first touch was outstanding. And his passing and shooting were also excellent. And he's a totally two-footed player that's not only direct, but really creative. And actually all of these things are what he's accused of not possessing by critics. And their claims just seem to be baseless, because if you look at Lletget as a player, he's got an excellent and soft first touch. He plays 1 to 2 touch football. He doesn't have any problem using both feet interchangeably. He's capable of scoring with both feet. He plays, quick 1 to 2 touch football with people that can actually play that way. If he's playing with people that can't play that way, he might hold the ball a little longer. But I just don't think there's anything in this Lletget criticism, and I think it's just a blatant anti-MLS bias, or it's people parroting the perceived narrative. Don't forget that people also said the same thing about Kellyn Acosta. They would accuse him of being like a mistake machine or losing the ball. And then after a couple games in the Gold Cup, people started raving about his performances, and especially after the Mexico game. So I thought the criticism of both of these players was totally unwarranted. And I think that this Lletget criticism just needs to stop. It just, if you're saying this stuff about Lletget, it just means you're either biased or clueless. And there's really nothing to the criticism. Like, the main criticism that I've heard is that he doesn't play incisive passes, and that's 100% not true. One of the best things about Lletget is that he plays incisive passes, whether they're chips over the top or balls threaded through, or like a little soft chip, or a quick wall pass into space. We saw in the Mexico game where he did those 2 quick toe pokes to set up Paul Arriola, and that level of like skill to pounce on the ball and poke it past the defender and then play a toe poke to Arriola just requires a lot of skill. It's really hard to control the the weight of your pass and the direction of the pass with the toe poke, even if it is just like a short pass. But when you're sprinting and jumping and weaving out of the way and you're playing passes like that, that requires a high level of technical ability. So this Lletget criticism is baseless. I think it's just the player that everyone's going to scapegoat now. And unfortunately, it looks like Lletget's going to have to score some like amazing goal to get this chatter to stop. One of the dumbest things about the Lletget criticism is that if someone like Gio Reyna or Christian Pulisic were unavailable or injured, the US would really need someone to sub for them. And Lletget isn't exactly like a second striker where Pulisic plays, but Lletget's the kind of technical, creative player that you'd need to play. You know, if he wasn't starting already, you'd need him as the sub for Reyna and Pulisic. There's Aronson, who's an outstanding like winger and attacking midfielder that plays with a lot of speed and creativity and skill. And then Williamson is new. Eric Williamson is someone that can play kind of as a number 10. But we just don't really have very many of these technical, creative, attacking midfielders in our pool. And for me, Lletget's easily one of the most technical players we have. So it's just totally nonsensical to argue that Lletget's the problem, that he shouldn't be on the team. This is just a bad take and it's way off, and people need to stop saying it. So thanks everyone for tuning in. See you next time.